Welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 battle report here at Slider Games. Today we are doing 1,000 points Tempest of War Chaos Knights versus Tyranids. I would like to say thanks to everybody who subscribed, commented, everything like that, liked the previous video. As of the filming of this, we have not revealed the winners of the dice giveaway from the last video. But by the time this video comes out, those winners will have been announced, so congratulations to you, and again, thanks to everybody else who commented. But for today's mission, in our Tempest of War, we have Vital Ground. In this one, if you control the objective in your own deployment zone, you get 3 points, 4 if you control one in no man's land, or 5 if you control the opponent's. And then finally, in every battle round, at the end, you get 1 point for each unit that you destroyed. And then we have these corner search and destroy. This is actually how it's going to be laid out on the battlefield. So our objectives, 1 in this deployment zone here by this tower, 1 by the power generator, 1 right here directly in the center of the battlefield, 1 on our landing pad, and then finally 1 back here in this corner. And I will be in control of my custom Hive Fleet Baraxas, and in control of the Chaos Knights is Ty. Welcome to the channel for the first time. How you doing?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm excited.
Yes. Very, very exciting. 1,000 points with Knights, Tyranids, low model count armies. Both of us want to chop each other up. I think it's going to be pretty exciting.
Blood for the blood god!
Yes,
Oh.
they're chaosy. It's awesome. Let's take a look at the armies. This is exactly 1,000 points of my custom Hive Fleet Baraxas. We are a Kraken Splinter Fleet, so we get -1 AP when we charge, and we have Augmented Ferocity, which gives us +1 to our charge rolls. Our Warlord today is the Neurothrope. I did not pay for a Warlord trait for him. We'll go over his psychic powers when we come to them. In addition, for an HQ, we have a Broodlord. I did pay for his Relic, so he has the Yumgarl factor, so he can give himself +2 strength or +1 attack or +1 toughness. So that +2 strength will come in handy playing against some knights. Behind him, we have our 3 units of Tyranid warriors. We got some Scything Talons, Bone Swords, Death Spitters, and Devourers over here, and 1 Venom Cannon on the center unit. The 2 units with Bone Swords have Adrenal Glands and Toxin Sacs. The Scything Talon unit only has Toxin Sacs. So with the Adrenal Glands, they get +1 strength and +1 to their move. So the Bone Swords will be strength 8, so that'll come in handy when trying to chop down some knights. Behind them we have a Trigon. I did spend a lot of points upgrading him. He's got Dermic Symbiosis for a 4-up invulnerable save. He also has Toxin Sacs and Adrenal Glands. And the Toxin Sacs, a 6 to hit automatically wounds, so that'll be handy against knights as well. And then finally we've got a unit of 5 Zoanthropes, because everybody loves Zoanthropes that play Tyranids, and everybody hates them that doesn't. So that's it. So yeah, that is exactly 1,000 points of Tyranids. Let's take a look at the Chaos Knights. This is 995 points of Chaos Knights. Ty, let me know what you got here.
Alrighty, I have, as my Warlord, a Knight Despoiler. He has the Warlord trait from his house, Praxis. It is Bow to None, so he ignores all the modifiers this melee bugs are going to be pointing at me. He has a Havoc Launcher as his Carapace weapon. He has a Multi-Melta, Rapid Fire Battle Cannon, Reaper Chainsword, and his little buddy, same house, their House Bond, giving them Titanic models, +4 to their wounds, and War Dogs, +2.
Nice.
They both have Favor of the Dark Gods. He has Zeech, Mirror of Fates, Chaos Undivided. Don't mind. I totally know my army. Don't.
Yeah. This is, yeah.
Mark of the Dread Knight.
There it is. Perfect.
Mark of the Dread Knight. And the 2 little buddies accompanying from a completely different household. Household, Carmi. Or Carmi.
Something like that.
Something like that. The purpley one, the Slanesh one, has Mark of the, or Favor of the Dark Gods, Begulging Majesty, very fitting.
Yep.
Slanesh, -1 to hit, -1 to wound, and Nurgly one, same thing. He has Nurgle's Aura of Corruption, so an aura of -1 toughness. Once they become favored, -1 strength.
Yeah.
I think it's the other way around, but you know.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I think he gives -1 strength to start, and then once he's favored, he
-1
reduces toughness
yes.
as well. I do want to say I love these models and the like under the sea theme here.
They're under the sea.
Yes, exactly. The
Where
Little
it is
Mermaid
winter.
would love these guys. I love this little eel also on the base. I just want to point out
That was 2 days. Of
that he
hand
is
sculpting. Terrible.
he is totally awesome. But
Thank you.
they look beautiful. I'm excited for them to
Thank you.
slaughter my bugs. Let's go to deployment. Deployment has concluded. So the Tyranids are over here. I do have my Trigon in reserve. He's underground, ready to burrow up. So towards the front of our deployment zone, we have the Bone Sword warriors that don't have the Venom Cannon, our 5 Zoanthropes, and our Neurothropes. So these guys, 18-inch range on their psychic powers, so they want to be up close so they can fly over and start blasting some people with mortal wounds. Then we've got our Scything Talon warriors. They're going to hang out on this objective, hopefully surviving and scoring me points every round. Then we've got our Venom Cannon squad back here. They 36-inch range on my Venom Cannon. That's my longest range gun. Everything else is 24 inches or less. So I have both these guys and the Broodlord, who is slightly forward deployed with his pregame fancy deployment, as kind of counterpunches to the War Dogs. As they come this way to shoot this stuff, they can maybe sweep this way and get on that objective and attack them. That's the plan right now. That's the idea. These guys are just moving forward to blow stuff up with their brains while they take an objective and maybe chop something up with their swords. So that's basically the whole plan. Move forward, sweep around the side, hold an objective. What do we got over here for the Chaos Knights?
Alrighty then. So, back on my home objective, I got the big boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna, take little pot shots, kind of move behind some stuff, keep you from, really killing him because he's a big old target to everybody else.
Yeah.
I love you, but you're just too big. Anyways, over here I got the sneaky, stealthy boy. He's gonna try to push over here, try to take in another objective, take pot shots at your warriors.
Yeah. This guy's the autocannon, so
he has a big
longer range, so you can
40-inch.
move down, shoot them from afar.
I think it's 48-inch range. You can pretty much everything. And then these guys, these are two separate two separate units.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna have them push up the board, kind of screen out, keep you from getting back to me, and hopefully take some objectives.
And chop people up with chain
yes.
sword arm things and multi-meltas.
I'm going. There is no biomass for you to.
Yes.
For you to eat.
The amount of biomass available on this map is pretty limited, actually.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a lot of work to get to that small, juicy bite inside the center.
They're pretty much, it's the machine. They eat their pilots. So there ain't no biomass, and I'm just gonna blender everything.
Yes.
For the blood.
Yes.
I don't have a corn model.
Yeah. So that's what we were talking about when we were going over the armies, like Tzeentch blue, Nurgle green, Slaanesh purpley color, and then you don't like red models, so he's
I like red models. I just don't like red knights.
Red Knights, that's what it is. Yeah, because you have Blood Angels.
Yes, I do have.
You're a Blood Angel guy.
Yep.
So much red models.
I am a vampire stan. I love vampires not from Twilight. My mom brought me up on the old Bram Stoker model. Bram Stoker.
I love that movie, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Love vampires. The Blade movies is probably the biggest offender of me being a vampire fan. I also have Necrons. I just got into Guard and Custodes because Henry Cavill is my man crush.
Yeah, that's awesome. So this guy is a Black Legion representative rather than a specific Khorne guy. But awesome. I love it. I love how they're each their own kind of color, but they all blend together.
Oh yeah, that
beautiful
was my
stuff.
main
And I
concern.
love the aquarium plant. Oh, love it. Okay. Anyway, so that's our deployments. Before we ramble too long, let's roll off to see who goes first. If you grab a die, I'll let you roll first since you are the guest. And he rolls
A 1.
a 1. Okay, so I can't get lower technically, but again, we were talking before, I'm not 100% sure I want to go first because there's not really a lot I can do on my first turn, but let's do it. Let's see. That's a 1, okay. There's still a chance. A 5 and a 6. It will be Tyranids, turn 1. The hive mind has declared its intentions. Bring it down. The giant knight warlord must be destroyed, which is going to be almost impossible. So I held on to it. Then I drew Assassination, which again, he's the only character. So I did pay a command point to get rid of Assassination. I drew No Retreat, No Surrender. So this is possible. I can't fail a morale, fall back, or move off of an objective that I was already on. And I'll get 5 points for that. And then Attempting Target. The Chaos Knights chose the objective by the power generator. So we will see what the Tyranids can achieve in Battle Round 1. Movement is over for the Tyranids. We advance forward with the warriors to get on this objective. The Zoanthropes also advance forward, which put them just within range of the Slaneshi War Dog so that they can Psychic Scream him. The Neurothrope advanced up right behind them. He's giving them his Warp Siphoning power, so the Zoanthropes will get to roll 3 die when they cast their power. And then back here, these guys shuffled just a little bit to hide a little bit tighter behind this thing because the Knight, it's got pretty juicy range. So they're tucking in tight, holding on to our home objective. The Broodlord did not move, and the other warriors shifted up behind him so they can, hopefully, as these guys come forward around this way to get to our target objective over here, they can swing out and support some shooting and all that kind of stuff. But that being said, I can't shoot anything. Nothing's in range or line of sight, so we're going to go right to our Psychic phase. Zoanthropes, Psychic Scream over here. They need a 5, so they actually can't fail. And since they're Warp Siphon, they get to roll 3 die. So I'll take 2 5s, I guess. So that does go off. So it's just D3 mortal wounds. For 2 mortal wounds on the Slaneshi boy. And then I am going to cast Catalyst from the Neurothrope onto the Zoanthropes. He needs a 5. It's a warp casting of 6, but he gets +1. And that is an 8. So they have Catalyst. And yeah, that's the end of the turn for the Tyranids. That's all we can do. So we're currently sitting on 2 objectives. As long as we don't fail a morale, fall back off of an objective, or something else. Oh, fall back or move off of an objective. Those are the 3 things. If I don't do that, I will get 5 points at the end of the Chaos Knights turn. But let's go to Chaos Knights, turn 1, see what their orders are. The orders of Chaos are here. Grind them down, destroy more than the Tyranids destroy. Should be probably achievable if you can kill a unit. Overwhelming firepower, kill stuff with shooting. You only need to kill 2 units in an incursion thing, so 2 units in shooting, and then behind enemy lines. That one will not be achievable in Battle Round 1, but for the future, it is possible. The Knights have completed their movement phase. What's going on over here in Chaos World?
Alrighty then. Shift him, the big boy, over a little bit, so you can just take pot shots at those Zoanthropes. I didn't want to move him off the objective completely.
Yep.
As you predicted, these boys moved over, ready to do some blending. You know, Corn cares not for who sheds blood, but
exactly
that it flows.
And they both advance right, and the Slanesh guy did get enough, so he is technically holding
the tempting target.
That is
one.
the tempting target objective. Yeah.
I forgot to mention earlier, they are all Dreadblades. Or well, wait.
Yes. They heal a wound at the beginning of each turn. So he had lost 2 from the Psychic Scream, but he healed 1 back to 11.
This one over here, just kind of, over.
So he's going to be able to shoot the warriors. And I don't think I mentioned it in my turn, but I took Warp Shielding from the Zoanthropes for my Synaptic Imperative. So everything has a 5-up invulnerable save, or better if it already has one, that's better. So basically the warriors get a 5-up invulnerable save for this battle round. But that's the movement. Let's go into some shooting. Kicking off our shooting with this War Dog with the assault cannons firing into the warriors. I did spend a command point on reinforced hive node, so it drops his damage 3 down to damage 2. So he'll have to get 2 to kill 1, but let's see if he can hit.
Alrighty then, starting off with how many shots I get.
2d3 for 4.
So that's 4, nice. The one that, you know what, I'm throwing that one.
Yeah, that one that rolled a 1.
That one is getting flushed down the toilet. Alright, I need to hit you on 3s.
2 hits?
2 hit.
Oh, you need another roll. You had 4 shots. You only rolled 3 there.
Oh, sorry.
Because
that was the 1.
Okay.
Oh,
nice.
Okay, nice.
3
6s.
All right. And then they are toughness 5, strength
7.
7. Okay, so 3s to wound.
3s.
So 2 wounds. AP
AP minus
something.
2.
So yeah, so 5 up invulnerable saves. and I make one, fail one. So one guy takes 2 damage. The command point was worth it to spare that guy's life. But ahead of ourselves. He has 2d3 guns. So let's roll. We're going to do the other guns shots for 4 more.
4 more.
And that is 3 hits. Okay. 3s to wound again. Our platform is floppy. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, better. All right.
2 again. All right.
2 again.
2 5-ups.
AB2.
I believe in the hive mind. I don't believe in the hive mind. So the wounded one dies, and another one is down to 1 wound. Last, it is the big boy, the warlord himself, firing his despoiler battle cannon into the zoanthropes.
All right. Heavy 2d6.
For 7.
7. No.
That is statistically average.
Like me, average. All right, hitting you on 3s.
That's
Hey.
good. Only 2 misses.
2 misses.
5 hits.
Again, that's nice and average. That's strength 8.
Yep. So roll it, and then I'll check. I think they're only toughness 4, but we'll see.
So 2s.
So yeah, I think it's 2s. Let's double check that. So they are toughness 5. I sold them a little short, so only 2 wounds, but I need 4 up and vulnerable saves. And I failed them both. How much? 3 damage each. I'm going to spend a... Oh my gosh. I'm not going to spend a command point. I just have to make 1 5 to not lose both.
Oh.
Ooh, okay. So 1 dies, and then, yeah, okay. Lost 1 so far.
On 3.
This is the heavy stubber, hitting on 3s. Wounding.
2 wounding, strength 5.
So wounding on 4s. So no
Snake
wounds.
eyes.
And I will note they have 4 wounds each. I forgot about that. I was thinking they only had 3 like the warriors, but so none of them died. There's 1 on 1 wound left. And now the missile Havoc launcher.
So it's heavy d6
For 3.
for 3. Is that a blast? Let me double check. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Yeah, we're checking to see if it's a blast profile.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But it's just, there's 3 shots.
3 shots.
3 shots hitting on
1 hit.
1 hit. Strength 5. Again. No.
No wound. Okay. So
Well, that's a whiff.
the Tyranids have weathered the storm. We lost a warrior, have another one wounded, and a wounded zoanthrope. So no kills for grind them down or overwhelming firepower. So we will go on to battle round 2. At the end of my first battle round, I did ditch Bring It Down. So we got 2 new ones after I scored No Retreat, No Surrender. So we've got Behind Enemy Lines now and Battlefield Supremacy, which is the secondary is achieved at the end of your turn if you control 3 or more objective markers and the 1 and more than my opponent. And we're still looking for that tempting target. Let's take a look at movement. Into the movement phase for the Tyranids. Over here we had some advancing. Broodlord advanced. I actually spent a command point on opportunistic advance for them, so they are just over 10 inches from the Slaneshi boy. But with their +1 to charges, they'll need a 9. So the plan over here is I'm going to onslaught them, and then the Neurothrope, who's moved up over here, is going to cast Synaptic Lure. So I'll get a 9-inch rerollable charge over here. The Zoanthropes popped up on top, so they are closer to the Nurgle one. So the idea here is I'm going big, you know. I don't want to blow him up with their super smiting, so I want to hit him with smite, let the Bone Swords take care of the Slanesh guy, and probably Catalyst onto them as well, but we'll get there in a second. So the problem with this guy is he's adding a -6-inch -1 to strength. So their Bone Swords with Adrenal Glands go up to strength 8, but they'll be back down to strength 4. So that's this side over here planned out. I did shuffle these guys up closer to this so they're out of line of sight of pretty much everything they can sit on that objective.
Tactically hiding.
Exactly. The hive mind is evolving. There's something here. Maybe there's some there's a trap door in the floor here and they can smell some humans hiding beneath the surface over there. We're looking for a way in. Over here though, the Trigon Prime did pop in. I do have Behind Enemy Lines, so I was tempted to put him over here and go for the big juicy target, but I need 2 units and realistically he'll be dead before I get another unit over, so put him here. We're going to go after this guy and try to free up this flank so I don't have to worry about something coming in behind and shooting me. So that is the plan from there. So let's just go into our psychic phase. We're going to start with the Broodlord casting Onslaught on the warriors. That's a Perils. I'm not going to reroll that. So he'll take D3 mortal wounds.
That's 2.
For 2 mortal wounds on the Broodlord. Not exactly the start we're looking for. So let's go over to our Neurothrope. He's going to cast Synaptic Lore onto the Slanesh boy. That's a 6, which becomes a 7, so that goes off. And then he will cast Catalyst one more time on the Zoanthropes. That is a Perils, and I will reroll that one. Okay, so with the 11, which becomes a 12, he does get Catalyst off on those guys. I'm down a command point. You can roll to see if you can gain a command point.
Your fates. I do get it.
Okay,
it's a 6 over here.
Gets a command point back. And then, so we've got Catalyst, we've got Synaptic Lore. Now we're going to smite the Nurgly War Dog, and I get 3d6.
He's very
And it's going to be
right now.
+5 to this. So I'll take the 8 plus 5 goes over 12. So that's a super smite. So it's d6 plus 3 is for 8 mortal wounds
Isn't it?
on that little fella. I will also note we realized he doesn't get to heal from the Dread Blade thingy. That's only on the big one. So he is on 10 wounds, and he is now down to 4 wounds. Tyranids do have a shooting phase this time. This squad, since I spent opportunistic advance, they don't get a -1 for advancing and firing. But they're firing everything into the Nurgle guy, and you spend a command point on Diabolic
Bulwark.
Diabolic
It basically turns his base 5-up invuln into a 4-up invuln.
Sweet.
So.
Alright, so we're going to start.
Well.
Venom Cannon, D3 shots for 3 shots.
Nice.
These are Strength 8 hitting on 3s. So they all hit. Look at those. Nice.
Wow.
Strength 8, Toughness 7, so 3s to wound. 2 wounds at AP -3, so you're 4-up invulnerable save.
Make one fail one.
So 2 damage, so he's down to 2 left. And then we'll fire the 6.
Dinner first, man.
Yeah. It's a big gun. Okay, 6 shots with the Death Spitters, hitting on 3s. 2 misses, but these are only strength 5, so these are 5s to wound. So 2 wounds at AP -2, 1 damage each.
So, to my 4-up anyhow, because he normally has a 3-up armor save.
Now that's
You know what? I'm gonna re-roll one of them.
to keep him alive.
Keep actually how much damage?
So they're 1 damage each. So yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna keep him one, but I can work with that.
Yep.
Papa Nurgle, bless.
Mm-hmm. Does not
He's dead.
bless.
Does he
he
blow up?
explode?
He
does
blows up.
explode.
Hey.
So that will measure up. That might actually reach this Zoanthrope up top.
Yeah, let me.
He did explode. The Zoanthropes are just out of range because they are kind of vertical up a little bit. 2 damage on the Slaneshi War Dog, but now we have a 9-inch rerollable charge because of Onslaught and Synaptic Lore. Need a 9. That is an 8. Rerollable. That is an 11. So they are in. So we will have some combat. I got ahead of myself. The War Dog is overwatching into these guys, so they made an 11, but let's see if he can blast a few of
For
them.
the Melta?
Does not hit.
The
Combi Melta. Or
multi-Melta.
Yeah, multi-Melta.
It's an edgy demon breath, dragon breath spear.
Yeah, something to that effect.
No.
Close.
Well,
Done. Okay. So, Overwatch is a bust. Let's get him in there. 11 inches. Almost forgot one more charge. I did fire his bioelectric pulse, took 1 wound off, but we need an 8-inch charge because of our Hive Fleet adaptation, and that is a fail. Okay, so no charge on this end, although I do have a command point because my reroll. I'm going to command point. Going to command point. Oh, you already. Yeah.
don't get one.
I already got one back this battle round anyway, but.
Oh, yeah.
So I need an 8. Okay, still fail, and it cost me a command point. Okay, so he's a sitting duck over here, but we do have a charge and some fighting to do down there. Back over here, we've got 12 attacks coming in, 4 for each of them, 3 base, plus 1 for having dual bone swords. With their adrenal glands, they are strength 8, but he has Beguiling Majesty, which reduces my to-hit roll by 1 and my wound roll by 1. So instead of hitting on 3s, I'm going to be hitting on 4s, and I'll be wounding on 4s. Let's see. And no 6s for toxin sacks. Okay, let's see.
Thank you, Slanesh.
That was 6 hits. We need 4s to wound. So we've got 3 wounds at AP -3, I believe.
My 5 up invuln.
And
None.
you fail. I think that is 6 damage. They're 2 damage each. So he's still kicking, and he'll get to
He is hurt.
chop back with his
He's
chainsword arm.
on a hurt.
So the War Dog attacking back. Reap and Rend was spent, so he gets 1 additional roll, but he's got 9 attacks now, hitting on 5s. I see several ones. We got 3 hits.
So don't buy these particular dice.
Yeah. These may have to do some swapping here. Strength 6, so 3s to wound on the warriors. And that is 2 wounds.
2 at AP -3.
They don't get a save. How much damage is it?
1 damage piece.
Okay, so 2 damage onto 1 of the warriors. So, end of battle round 2 for the Tyranids. We do score 10 points because we got our tempting target. I actually have 2 objective secured models. He is within range. This guy isn't, but he only counts as 1. So we have that for tempting target, and with that we get 1, 2, 3 objectives for battlefield supremacy. So that puts the score at 22-0. However, the Knights will get 7 points for primaries, starting 1, 2. Oh, it's actually 23 because I killed a unit. That gives me 1 point for killing a unit. So 23-0 going into Knights turn 2. The new objectives for Chaos. They did ditch behind enemy lines last time. So now we have no retreat, no surrender. So again, no failing morale, which can't happen. No falling out of combat, and don't move off of an objective. Still have overwhelming firepower, destroy units with shooting. And now no prisoners. Kill 15 wounds worth of models. Let's take a look at movement. The Knights have finished their movement. The War Dog over here with the autocannons jumped up on top, turned back to stare down the Trigon. The Big Knight shifted a little bit, but he's still on that objective, so nothing to worry about there for no retreat, no surrender. This guy is staying in combat, so you can score that no retreat, no surrender, and he is going to fire in to the warriors. I'm not going to spend a command point to reduce damage. I'm just going to let him hold it out. I believe in him.
5 ups for the Melta.
It's nice, very nice.
Slanesh, thank you.
This will be 3s to win because they're toughness 5.
Yep, 3s to win. Oh.
Do you want to command point it?
I might as well at this point.
Alrighty.
It's an uphill battle, but I want to turn the tide.
This is a big one.
Yay!
That does wound, and I don't get an armor save. So it's AP -4, yeah. So no armor save. So the 1-on-1 wound is dead.
D6 plus.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's dead either way.
He's
And then the
dead, Jim. He's
yeah.
dead.
the
Alright.
dragon fire, who knows what it's called?
The dragon-
Multi-meltas.
The super edgy multi-meltas.
Yeah, they have spikes and stuff.
Again, on
5s. Ooh, nice. Very nice. 1 hit and another
hit.
3.
Oh.
Okay, so you kill 1. 2 remain there. Autocannons into the prime. 4d3 shots.
If you don't kill them, you're going in the blender. Hey.
That's good. That's really good. 9, 10, 11 shots out of a possible 12. Let's gather some die. 11 shots hitting on 3s. That's some good hitting.
Ooh.
And then these toughness 7, strength 7?
Yep.
Okay, so 4s to wound.
Remember, kids, you gotta threaten your models.
Yeah.
Make them do better.
Exactly. All right,
Ooh.
let's add them up. That looks good too. That was 5 wounds through. I spent the points for his dermic symbiosis, so these are 5 4-up invulnerable saves. And I make 2, so that's 9 damage. I'm not going to command point that, so 9 wounds off the Trigon. The Knight. Stevenus Irwinus is his name, actually. He's firing everything he can in here. The Melta is out of range, but everything else over here. We're starting with the Heavy Stubber, because there's 1 zone throw on 1 wound left.
Alright, come on, let's go, Steven Serwins. If you don't make this, you're going to the pound. Ah! Well, there's 1.
There's 1. That's all you need, right? Yeah. He's got...
Yep. 1, okay, strength 5, tough 5, right?
Yep. So 4. Okay.
Hey!
And a
0
4.
AP.
Okay, he
Oh.
makes it. I was waiting.
Hey!
I was waiting for that moment. Havoc launcher,
There were
D6
5
shots.
shots.
Got a
sorry.
little excited. That's all right. 5 shots for the
5
Havoc
shots.
launcher.
On 3s.
That was better. 4.
Yep, 4. Strength is 5.
So 4s again. So 3 4-up saves again.
3. Yep, 3. AP 0.
So that kills 1. That's on 1 wound. And how much damage is it?
That is 1 damage. Good
Okay.
sir.
So 1 is down to 3 wounds, 1 is dead, and then the big gun.
And Havoc. Or Havoc.
The
edgy rapid fire battle cannon.
Yeah.
Let's go. That is 6 shots.
6 shots.
Alright, on 3s.
That is 5 hits
Alright,
and 3s to wound.
3s to wound.
So that is 4 wounds, 4 4-ups.
Flat 3 damage.
Okay, so I failed 2. Alright, so the flat 3 damage?
Yeah, flat 3 damage.
Okay, so I took 6 there, and I took 2 from the missiles. So that's 8. I do have catalyst, I gotta remember. So we have 8 catalyst rolls. Let me grab some die. So we're gonna have to roll these slightly separately. So the first 2 were single damage. So there's one guy on 1 wound. He's dead. Another 1 wounder. So a guy takes a wound, and then 3 damage. 5s to keep him alive. If I fail all these, a second one will be dead. Okay, 1 is alive on 1 wound, and then he needs to make those. Okay, so you kill 2. End of the turn, we're in the combat phase. Fighting first with these guys. Command point was spent on Diabolic Bulwark to give him the 4-up invulnerable save to try to keep him alive, because I need 4s to hit, which is, that's good, 5 out of 8, and then 4s again to wound.
Wait,
because
was this to hit?
Yeah.
I had 1 6.
Oh, my 6 auto wounds.
Yeah, you have an auto
Toxin sacks, that's an auto wound. And then, so 4 wounds, 4-up invulnerable save. Any fails is a dead war dog.
And I'm flushing it down the toilet, I swear.
I see a 2.
Oh.
Oh, do you have a command point left?
I do.
Yeah, I think a 50% chance to keep him alive. Doesn't
Alright,
work.
point me to your bathroom.
Okay, does he explode?
Does he? Ooh.
could
Maybe
take-
he might
He could,
redeem himself.
yeah, take out another
Does
guy.
he explode?
No
No.
explosion. Okay, so the war dog goes down. With the war dog over there going down, the Tyranids get 1 more point for killing a unit. Puts the score at 24-7 in favor of the Tyranids. 2 models left for the Knights. But the Zoanthropes have been severely weakened. They only need to get 4 more models, or 4 more wounds worth of models to score, and they should get no retreat, no surrender. So they have some scoring coming up. Let's see what the Tyranids get for orders in turn 3. Our new objectives are as follows. We still have behind enemy lines. I may end up dropping that at the end of this turn, since my Trigon is in trouble back there by himself. Extend battle lines, hold my home objective and at least 1 objective in no man's land. I can do that. And investigate site. Do an action wholly within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield. I can do that. So the Tyranids could get 10 more for secondaries. Tyranids have moved. Warriors over here stand still, holding our home objective. Advance forward with the the Brood Lord up here. I spent another command point on opportunistic advance on the 2 warriors. They went flying down the field. I'm also moved the Zoanthropes up, and the Neurothrope shifted kind of in between because I needed him to be in synaptic link range of him so that they can bounce onslaught onto the warriors. And then finally the prime, or Trigon, not a Trigon prime, a regular one, shifted over 8 inches towards the Knight in the backfield. We're slamming everything into the big guy at this point. That is the plan. But let's go to Psychic. I'm going to have him kick it off with onslaught into the warriors. A 4. That is a failure. I need it to go off. I'm going to spin a command point. Onslaught. Again. 7. That will work. You do get a command point back for that. So I'm down 1. You're up 1, but they are onslaughted. Next, we will... we're going to go ahead and cast Synaptic Lore on the Knight. That is a super smite, or not, peril, so D3 damage on the Neurothrope for 2 on the Neurothrope. And then he will, but Synaptic Lore is on. I'm going to cast Catalyst on the Zoanthropes. That is a 5. I don't know if that passes. Let me double check that. So Neurothrop took 2 wounds from his perils, down to 4 left, and Catalyst failed. I needed a 6. I got a 5 with his +1 to cast. So now it is our Zoanthrope's smiting over here. 3d6, pick the 2 that I want. I'll take the 4 and the 5, which is 9,
Not
plus 3 is a super smite. So it's d6 plus 3 for 4 mortal wounds onto your big boy. All right.
Oh, would you look at that? He's at 24.
He's at
Big
24.
sad.
It's fine. We got it. We got 2 warriors with bone swords going in. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's go to shooting. At the conclusion of the shooting phase, we fired everything from the Trigon and the warriors in. He's down to 19 wounds. Declaring charges. I decided to go with warriors first. Overwatch is incoming.
All right. Starting off with the...
They're just over 10 inches away, so no half damage boosting.
All right. Starting off the Melta.
Yep. On a 6.
On a 6.
Ooh,
Nope.
close.
Heavy stubborn. That's
Nothing.
1.
Oh, there is a 6, yep.
1 on a 4. Yep. No AP.
Fail,
Yay,
so 1
1
damage. One's down to 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Havoc launcher. That's 6 shots.
6 shots, that's good. Statistically, you should hit once.
I should. Have you seen my dice?
Yeah.
My dice are...
Hey, there it is. Look at that.
there's one.
Perfect. We predicted it.
Math. Myth.
Yes.
Not even once. All right.
The maths.
On 5s. Or
4s.
Nope.
Nothing.
That was nothing. Now for the big boy.
Big boy.
Big
This
boy
is the one
edge
that
cannon.
matters.
That is...
Oh, 2 shots. But if they both hit and wound, that's good, right?
1.
1 does hit.
Strength 8.
Yeah, so 3.
3s.
That does AP.
AP 2.
AP is only -2. I do have this is actually, I do have the Broodlord Synaptic Imperative, which gives me light cover.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a 3-up save. So to a 5-up, which I fail. How much damage?
3 damage pop.
Okay, so it does blow up the wounded warrior. I took away the Venom Cannon just because I'm probably not going to be doing a lot of shooting, and it was about an inch further back. But with this guy alive, it's just over 10 inches. So I need a 9 because of my Hive Fleet adaptation, and this is rerollable because of Synaptic Lore. That is a fail, very faily. Free reroll. That's a 9, so he's in. He also needs a 9, rerollable. Fail again. It's going to be lonely in there for that Tyranid warrior if this guy can't get in. And he cannot. So the Trigon fails yet another charge. But our brave warrior is going in to get to the juicy center of this knight. The knight is now going to unleash a sweeping attack with his Reaper Chainsword into the Tyranid warrior.
All right. Let's see. Ooh.
Okay.
On
All right.
3s.
4 hits.
4 hits. Strength 8.
Yeah. 3s to
On 3s.
wound. That's 2 wounds. No save with the AP. So he dies. 2 damage each. The warrior dies. So with that kill, that will score you
No prisoners.
no prisoners. And then you're also going to score no retreat, no surrender at the end of this battle round. So 10 points, putting the knights to 17 points. The Tyranids are going to score 10 as well, though, for... What are my 2? I have something...
Investigate site.
That's right,
behind
yes.
Enemy lines.
Yeah, I'm going to get Investigate Site and not behind enemy lines, but my other one, Extend Battle Lines, because I'm holding my home objective and one in the middle. Okay, perfect. So with that, 17 points to the Knights, 41 for the warrior, or the Tyranids. Those are Tyranid warriors. The new orders for the Chaos Knights Assassination. I have 2 characters exposed, so that was a good time to draw that. Still working on overwhelming firepower, which, again, there are units exposed, so this is achievable, this is achievable, and then Extend Battle Lines. That is also achievable. There could be a 15-point turn for the Chaos Knights. Movement has concluded for the Knights. All that moved,
All
the
2
big
models.
Sir
Stevenus
Irwinus. He shifted over, so even if he charges this guy, he'll still be in range of the objective, so as long as he can take him out, even actually he won't be in range of it either way, so yeah, he can actually take him out in the fight phase. Yeah, craziness could ensue moving forward. So with this objective and this objective, you get 7 points. You killed the unit of warriors, which gave you a point. So it's 25 points for the Chaos Knights right now, with a chance to add 15 in secondaries this turn. But before we figure all that out, we got to do some shooting. And starting here with the big knight, firing into everything into him. I suppose you might as well fire your Melta into this guy, though, too.
Oh, yeah. I'll throw the Melta into the dirty Trigon.
Yeah.
Dirty bug covered in
That
dirt.
hits.
Hit. Does it wound?
Does
Nope,
not
does
wound.
not wound.
Okay, but everything else, the stubber actually probably can't hit
Nope,
down there.
Stubber's not down there,
we'll-
but
Well,
this guy
yeah.
can.
So let's fire a missile on the big cannon.
Missile. Hiya.
4.
4 shots. Alright, ready.
Hitting on 3.
Nice.
That is 3 hits.
Alright.
And
Don't make this. I'm running
strength.
over
It's
my
5,
card.
right? So the
Strength 5.
he's toughness 6.
So
So
I'm
it is
5.
5s. Okay, so nothing with the missiles, but the
Rapid fire battle cannon.
deadly spiky chaos battle cannon. That's good. 9 shots.
9. Yay. Math. Alright, ready?
Hitting on
On
3s.
3s.
Several 2s in there. So, but 5 hits, that's good.
5 hits.
And these are 3s to wound.
3's to wound. Let's go.
That is
2
2
wounds.
wounds. Do you want to command point one of those? Because these are
You know what?
4
This
up
is-
invulnerable
yeah,
saves.
This is a clutch here. Let me do the one. No.
Your command point rerolls have been 0 so
Yes.
far, I think. Alright, so I need 4 up invulnerables. And that's it. The Brood Lord. See you later. Good game.
Good game.
Alright. Okay, so with that, there won't be 15 points, but you can still score 10 this round.
Yes.
So we'll go on to this guy. I think is going to shoot the warriors. Let's grab some dice. The war dog was firing into these warriors, and we were just going to do it off camera, and then he rolled his 4d3 and got 12. So we figured that was a sign we should probably just go ahead and film these guys obliterating. I am spending a command point, though, on augmented something or other. Reduces damage by 1 on these guys.
I get a command point.
Gets a command point. Okay.
Hiya.
Hitting on 3s. Let's see what we got. 6 hits. 3s
6
to
hits.
wound. That is 3.
Wow.
Okay. 3. What's the AP though?
AP is -2.
-2. So they're at a 4 up. They get light cover because of my synaptic imperative, so these are 5s. So I make 1, fail 1, so it kills 1, and with the damage reduced to 2, 1 is left alive on 1 wound. The knight made his charge. He couldn't fail, and he wasn't going to go super far away because he needed to stay in range of this objective. I will note the stubber fired in. We did that off camera, took 1 wound off, but he's doing his big profile, so these are 6 damage each. Spin a command point on Reap and Rend, so he's get 5 attacks, hitting on 3s.
On 3s. That went everywhere, but I got 2 6s.
Yeah, okay, so that is everything hit, and these are strength 14, so these wound on 2s.
On 2s.
That is 3 wounds, 3
4.
4 up invulnerable saves from the dermic symbiosis. I fail 1.
It's 6 damage.
Yeah, let's spend a command point, just to be a pain. Okay, he's still dead. Does he death throw? No. Okay, so the Trigon Prime did basically nothing, missing a couple charges, and gets sawed in half by the knight. These are the orders from the Hive Mind. Still need behind enemy lines. I should have dropped that last turn and I forgot, but I'm going to move it up like that so I remember to drop it. Hold the line. I can score this at the end of the Chaos Knights next turn. If they're not within 3 inches of my deployment zone, I'll get 5 points. Then I drew Overwhelming Firepower, which I have basically no gun, so I spent a command point to get rid of it, and drew Teleport Homer, which is to do an action wholly within my opponent's deployment zone, which is going to be pretty much impossible. So we might be able to get 5 points this round on the secondaries. So let's look at movement. The Tyranids have completed their movement phase. I spent my last command point on Opportunistic Advance. I was debating whether to send them this way and not spend the command point and pound him with some smiting, but I mean, I'm not going. I could bracket him maybe, but that would be the most I could do to him. But I decided instead to swing this way with opportunistic advance. I might, again, I'm not going to kill him this round, but I might be able to kill him before the end of the battle if they can survive. So that's the plan. They're coming this way to smite. The Broodlord just straight up advanced this direction. I actually rolled a 6 on the advance, so maybe if he's alive at the end of the next battle round, I might have a chance to get over there. The Neurothrope tucked in here, hiding a little bit from the War Dog, and he is going to sit there and catalyst the Zoanthropes. Our Warrior, again, tucked in heroically back here to sniff out something in there, but he is now out of line of sight from the War Dog. And then finally, our 3 Scything Talon guys just chilling back there, having a good time. But that is the movement. So let's go ahead and finish the battle round for the Tyranids. We're going to start with a smite into here with 3d6. And that is a 2, a 2, and a 1, and I don't have a command point. So I will pass, because I'll get +3 to that, which makes it a 6. But it's just d3 + 3. For 4 mortal wounds on our War Dog buddy, and then we're going to catalyst them. Which that does pass. +1 from the Neurothrope is 7. Oh, I also did the Neurothrope Synaptic Imperative, so they actually get +1 to that cast, but still not a super smite. So Catalyst goes off, 4 wounds on the War Dog, and that's the end of the battle round for the Tyranids. Woo. We do score... No, at the end of your turn, if you're not within 3 inches of my deployment zone, I'll score 5 points. So no more points. I do get 7 for the primaries, 3 back here, 4 in the middle, and I think that puts me at 48 points, and I should score 5 for the secondaries at the end of the Chaos Knight's turn. Let's go to their objectives. Orders for the Chaos Knights. Overwhelming firepower still kills 2 things with shooting. Defend Stronghold. Hold their home objective at the end of the Tyranid turn. That is definitely achievable. And then they drew Blood and Guts, spend a command point to get rid of it, and have Hold the Line. They have to prevent the Tyranids from being within 3 inches of their deployment zone. Here in the shooting phase, movement was very limited. Both Knights are still on their objectives, and they scored 7 points for their primaries. But this guy, firing everything into the Zoanthropes. What are we starting with?
Melta.
Melta, finally in range. Hits. Wounds, yep. And 4 up and vulnerable save.
4.
I fail. This is d6 damage.
That's 3 damage.
3. I have 3 catalyst saves. I have no command points, so... Okay, takes 1 damage.
Wow.
1 is down to 3 wounds.
Wow.
I'm gonna stick this here so I remember.
Heavy stubber.
3 hits.
4s.
1.
0 AP.
4 up. Got it.
Alright, Havoc Launcher.
6 shots. Nice.
Sweet. On 3s.
Only 1 miss. That's good. Strength 5, toughness 5?
Yep.
Yeah. So 4s.
Hey.
Just 1. 4 up. Got it. Okay, but this is the big one now.
2d6.
That's 6. Okay.
6.
Reasonable.
It sounds like it's been the same. Alright. On 3s.
3 hits. Do you want to command point anything?
Nope, I'm just gonna keep it up.
Go for the glory. 1 wound, yeah. Because you need 3s. Command point?
Yeah.
Oh, I tempted him into it.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
Okay, there we go. Paid off. All right, 2 4-ups. I fail them both. I don't have any command points. These are 3 damage each?
Yep.
3 damage each. All right. Let's roll our 3 catalyst saves for the first guy. He takes 2. He's down to 1 wound. And then catalyst. He's dead. So you get 1.
He's dead, Jim.
He's dead. All right. You want to? Are you ready for your autocannon? All right. Same thing.
Oh yeah. I'm buzzing on
4d3.
Chaotic energy here.
Pull this dead guy out of there.
All right.
4. No, you need to roll 2 more.
Oh yeah, 2 more. 2 more. That's for the first one. And second one
is 5 more. So 8 shots.
8 shots.
And he is not bracketed yet, even after their smiting.
Alright, ready. So that's, strength 7.
Yeah.
So on,
So 3s, and then 3s again.
Oh, yeah, threes
That's,
again.
yeah. Hits, 5 hits.
5 hits. 2 wounds, I got ahead of myself.
4 wounds, that's good. 4 4-ups. And I only passed 1. And these are 3 damage each as well?
Yep.
Alright, so the first one I might as well roll 6 because they have 4 wounds each. So 5. Oh my gosh, he takes 2 wounds. And it was 3 wounds total, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's alive on 1 wound. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. These guys are really good.
They are way too good.
Like, they shouldn't be this good. The hive mind wants us to grind them down. I have a chance to get this. I could possibly kill the war dog in the psychic phase. Raise banner, my lone warrior in the middle of the battlefield can do this for 5 points. Deploying teleport and homer can't happen. So I could get 10. Right now, the Tyranids are at 60 points after the primaries at the beginning of this battle round. Let's see what we can do. Tyranids have moved. This is pretty much where it's going to finish for the Tyranids. I'm going to do some psychicing here real quick, but we are raising a banner with our guy here in the middle. Okay, so that'll give me 5 points. There's nothing the Knights can do about that. These guys move forward for some double smite action. Broodlord is in the deployment zone over here, so we are stopping the defend battle lines, I think is what it's called, where I can't be within 3 inches of their deployment zone. So let's go ahead, kick it off with the good old-fashioned Zoanthrope Smite. Up here into this thing, rolling 3 dice with Warp Siphon. And there's... I'll take the 9, add 2 is 11 for a Super Smite. So d6 plus 2, because there's only 2 models left. For 3, can I reroll a damage roll on Smite with the command point? Is that possible? I can reroll damage roll with Smite. Let's double check, make sure. In my last command point, this is what happens when a Tau player plays an army with psychic powers. I don't know why I questioned that, but yes, you can always reroll damage rolls. So, for my last command point. Okay, so it's 3 damage into this guy. Okay, so 3 damage into him. He's down to 6. So unless I super smite with the Neurothrope, I need a 10 because I do get +1. That's a 2, so I can't get a 10. That one's cocked. I'll reroll that. Okay, so I have an 8. So D3 mortal wounds doesn't really mean anything, but you take 3 more, you're down to 3. So you will at least be on a lower profile for shooting stuff. And then finally we'll go ahead and smite with our Broodlord. This needs a 7 now because of multiple smiting, and I fail that. Okay, so we did some smiting. He's not dead, unfortunately. That was our plan, was to kill him with smites. But, oh, Catalyst. Should I Catalyst himself or Catalyst these guys? Let's Catalyst the Zoanthropes. That's a 5. That fails also. Okay, so no Catalyst. So we didn't really do anything we wanted to do in the Psychic phase. So it is on to the Knights to see if they can come back in the final battle round. The last chance for the Chaos Knights. Overwhelming firepower still in hand. That's possible. Deployed teleport homer was got after dropping area denial. So both of those unachievable. And hold the line, they would have to kill all 3 of my units back there. Broodlord, Neurothrope, and Zoanthropes. Very difficult task there. We have come to the conclusion of the Knights' turn. They're not going to score any points for the secondaries. They do score their 7 points for the primaries. Fired everything in. Tried to take out these guys. 1 damage over here for the Broodlord from the Big Knight. He fired his stubber in here trying to take that last guy out. Couldn't do it. And then the War Dog fired in and tried to take out the Neurothrope. I actually had to roll. I spent my last command point to keep him alive, or he would have died, actually. But the Warlord survives today. So the Knights, although only 2 Knights were lost, the Tyranids did not win very much biomass. But at the end of the game, our score ended up being 65 to 49, which it was actually, it's in turn 3, you had a chance, if you would have taken out the Brood Lord and this warrior that ended up being alive on 1 wound, you would have scored 15 points and it would have been 41 to 40 going into turn 4. It was so close.
The dice were not with me today.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hey, it's part of the game, RNG, you know. But, hey, I had a blast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was great. Your army is beautiful. I love the way that you've done these guys up. I love the theme. The nautical stuff's not something you see very often.
That's what you should have saw.
40K, yeah. And that's the thing. Like, in the game earlier, these two guys in combination with him reducing the strength of units and then him having a natural -1 to hit and -1 to wound is a super juicy combo. Over here, I got really fortunate, honestly, that I was able to take him out with my guns to prevent him from weakening my warriors as they came in.
Yeah.
That was a big turn early in the game, I think.
Yeah, even with me spending fan points to give them diabolic bulwark.
Yeah.
Just to give them that 4 info.
Yeah.
My dice were not with me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think I mentioned it on camera after you did one. I think you failed every single one of your command point rerolls. Like you spent it. Like he had 2 wounds left, and I was hitting him with the bone swords. You pumped him up with diabolic bulwark for the 4-up invulnerable save. You passed all but 1. Spent your command point. It's a 50-50 shot. If he passes it, he survives another round, shoots into combat, gets himself out, but you failed that.
Too. I'm still learning this army, still learning the stratagems and everything.
Yeah.
And,
yeah,
and I'm like, there has to be something flipping through the book
Yeah.
off camera, just like,
How do we get him at his top profile? There's got to be a way. So if there's a way to get these guys at their top profile when they're nerfed, let us know, because we couldn't find it. We were looking through. This is only your 4th game.
Yeah,
playing.
only my 4th game with this, and
So,
last game it was pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
I ran out of steam.
Yeah, and we did forget, totally forgot the Doom track.
Oh, the Harbingers of Death.
Yeah,
or the Harbingers of Dread. There's a whole big table, if you're not familiar. It's a whole big table of like all these buffs I could be dishing out.
Occur throughout the battle rounds. We totally forgot about that.
Totally forgot. I mean, it's filming YouTube.
Yeah, it's
and just
big.
Doing all this,
There's a lot of options. Yeah, that's the trouble with filming battle reports is you just totally forget things exist. And yeah, that's how it goes, unfortunately, sometimes. But I had fun.
I had fun.
You had fun.
Like,
Stevenus Irwinus survives. He escapes the battlefield. His war dog companion also manages to escape.
That is Captain Black Sparrow.
Captain Black Sparrow. Beautiful. I love it.
Still, this one's been the green sea monster. I haven't figured out a name. This one I just call Slaneshi.
Yeah, very good. I love it. Love it. Okay, but they escape. The Tyranids were not able to rip open their carapaces and pull the juicy innards out, but the Tyranids have forced them from the battlefield and take a victory today. But again, we thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, please. Like this stuff if you enjoy what we're doing. That helps me out, helps motivate me to keep doing this. But we appreciate you watching. Have fun.